Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Matthew Varga here. This is part 2 of our Q&A session. We've actually done another one before, but if you missed part 1 of this session, we're going to link it here. Make sure you watch that before watching this one, or watch this one and then jump into that one, whatever you want to do.
Eat dessert before breakfast, who cares?
There you go. So let's hop into where we left off. Are you guys into stock trading, mutual funds, or cryptocurrency? Used to be into stocks, but I kind of moved my portfolio and my interest from stocks over to real estate investing. I have a video about that, of why I prefer real estate over stocks, which I can link here and down below. But now that we've built a good real estate portfolio and we're continuing to build on that, I'm definitely starting to get a bit more interested again in looking at stocks. Crypto, I haven't really gone on that bandwagon. I don't know enough about it.
It's like the new social media that nobody, when there's a new one that pops up and you're like, I don't know enough about it. I feel like crypto's still the new guy, even though it's been around for a bit.
Yeah, there's definitely, if you want to make some money, you can definitely make money off crypto. I just any any do your research, do good research. Don't just watch a few YouTube videos of someone giving you their opinion on what they think. Definitely get in there and really do the research and really look into it. Don't just, like I said, follow someone on Instagram or on YouTube who says, I made $1 million, here's what I did. And then, just go off that. Because a lot of times they're selling a course or something else for a few $1,000s. So just be mindful.
If you spread yourself too thin, you're like, I want to make money with everything. Yes, you can diversify, but I think in the beginning, pick something, know it well, do it, and then move on to the other thing, instead of being like, a little bit this, a little bit that, a little bit that, and then nothing works out and you think you're not actually successful in anything.
Very good point. We'll end with that because that's actually a great way to end it.
Next question.
Next question. Are you planning to have another baby too soon? And if so, will you be moving to a new house?
I feel like I just birthed our daughter. When people ask me that, I'm like
I think at first, before Sage, I was like, oh, we'll probably have 2-3 kids, we probably should start thinking about it. And then after, at this current stage in our life, I was like, oh, one might be enough. One might be good. I don't know. But I think
says that, but he also talks about we're going to need a bigger house for when Sage has a sibling. So you're always teeter-tottering.
Yeah, I think we need a bigger house. Grateful for the house that we're in, but it's a 3-bedroom bungalow with a basement apartment, so it's actually probably in our best interest to rent this place out, because I ran the numbers, and if we rent the up and the down, I think we'd make about $1,000 cash flow off of it, which we could then use to help us, pay for a bigger house.
Yeah.
So we're definitely looking at that. As for having another child, I'm quite sure we will. I think we always was we'd want to have 2 naturally, and then maybe if we wanted more, we'd look at the adoption route after that. Don't get me started on the adoption process. I think it's a bit of a racket, but
yeah, I've heard it's crazy.
It just seems a little bit crazy, where if you have people who want to adopt and they're a good family and willing to do it, it just seems crazy to me that it's
so many barriers.
Pay 20, 30, 40, 50 grand to just try to get applications. It seems like a bit of a racket, but definitely something that we would want to look into, I think, for more than 2.
I was the opposite. I feel like when I was pregnant, I'm like, 1 is good. And now seeing Sage and seeing the human that was growing inside me all along, I'm like, maybe 3. So we'll see. 1 at a time. 1 at a time.
I think 2 naturally, and then adopt a child that's past the baby age. Maybe adopt I don't know, teenager.
I think I found a gray hair the other day, and I'm like, it's definitely from lack of sleep. Where did that come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
We'll see. Ask again in 6 months.
I'm gonna pick the next question.
Okay.
Oh, this one's good. When did you know it was the right step in your relationship to get into real estate together?
Good question. I think I've always wanted to, for quite a while now, I've always wanted to get into real estate investing. So when we were looking to do real estate investing, I don't think it was really just hey, let's do it together. It was a passion that I wanted, that I was moving forward with anyways, because I knew it was where we wanted to go. But luckily, Nikole also had an interest in real estate, saw the value in it, thought it was a good an investment vehicle, and saw the potential and had heard me talking about it for so long
My
that I think
grandparents have invested in real estate, so I always, and they're like, happily retired. So I knew like, ooh, I want that, and so we were both interested when we met.
So to answer that question, if you're in a relationship and it's pretty new, I wouldn't look to get into real estate together because it definitely can get messy if things don't work out. It's hard to split a house. We have some friends who've had to go through that. But, if you could get something yourself, I would definitely recommend that. And then you guys kind of can grow separately. And then if you stay together, then merging together. If you've been in a relationship for quite a while and you and you plan to be together forever, then I would say get into real estate as soon as you can. Prices aren't going down, I don't think. Prices are just going to be going up. So better to invest now than to invest later.
And we have close friends that are actually like, one of them, they're just dating, and one of them bought a reno project, and so the other half is helping with the renos and stuff, but just not paying. I think like she's not paying rent or something to live there, so like kind of she's putting in her time as money. So there's ways to work it out too. Like it's his investment, and they're both going to benefit, if they stay together and everything goes well. But it's good to have like a set plan. You're not just like going into it together thinking like everything's going to be great. It's like, if you're living there and you have free rent, but you're helping them out, you both kind of like, you have like a structure in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's different ways that you can be creative. Yeah. How many more questions?
Aw, it's not a question, just to tell you how much I admire you as a couple.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. There's some questions that said like, oh, you guys are the perfect couple. Do you ever fight? Like.
But we don't fight a lot.
We just bicker.
Yeah, like if Matt's annoying me, I tell him like, but we don't fight.
Never scream. No screaming.
No screaming. No.
Yeah.
No name calling. Thoughts on marriage? We get this one all the time. Want me to answer this one quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I feel like, just answer quickly. I think people think like, I really want to get married and Matt doesn't. Like, I guess at one point marriage was more important to me and it wasn't as important to Matt, but it wasn't that he wouldn't do it. He's like, if it's important to you, it's important to me. But then honestly, as we've just kind of continued to date and stuff, and now I just say you're my husband. Mm-hmm. We've been together like over a dozen years. But I would just say like, it's not like something that's like top of our minds. Like, we just have so much going on with the business and our life, and to spend a whole year like planning one day, I'm like, oh my God, it seems so much work. And like having kids was more of a priority, I think, for us than getting married. And especially now with COVID, I'm like, oh my God, that probably won't even be for a couple of years. And now we have a flower girl, and that's pretty cool. So I think eventually we'll get married, but like we're not in any rush. I feel like it's just society that makes you think like, gotta get married at like 25 or whatever the age is. But I think people think about it, other people think about it more than we do. Like, I just think we're married, I just want the ring, the diamond ring. That's what I want. Aw, that's cute. What is the best thing a dad can do to help a new mom?
Don't be a jackass. That's probably the simplest thing. No, really, I think...
you are always wrong. She is always right. And do
I think like, especially right off at first, it's just, like, I don't know, swallow your pride, swallow your own kind of emotions, and just be like, oh, it's harder for her than it is for you. So I think you just need to like kind of realize that, and just like, even if you're being grumpy or feeling off, it's like just... You're
having a midlife crisis because you're officially a dad. And you're like, yeah, but she's a mom and her body has just gone through a traumatic event.
Yeah, I think for the first bit, it's just like, keep it to yourself. Just keep a positive exterior. Just try to help. I mean, depending on if you're, breastfeeding or not, or formula, whatever you're doing, either way, it's probably going to be the mom who's doing a lot of that, waking up in the middle of the night. So just do what you can to lighten the load in all other aspects.
Be kind, be loving.
Yeah, make snacks. So she has snacks at night when she has to wake up to feed the baby. Clean up, do that kind of stuff. Just like take over responsibilities that maybe you didn't do before, but
you did a lot of cooking. You did a lot of
cooking, and normally I don't cook. Like, cooking, cleaning, all that fun stuff. Just just to make it easier for her. That's what I think.
Okay, what is the hardest part in your relationship as new parents and getting adjusted? I would say it's like new parents and still working. Like, I think that is a different dynamic that not every new parent experiences. Sometimes it's like one of them goes off to work still and like one's alone with the baby, and you know, that's a different dynamic. But for us, what would you say that's been like, or what's been the hardest part adjusting?
The hardest part is I think it's the sleep part. I mean, I say that a few times, but yeah, the hardest part is for me has been just like the sleep, trying to adjust to it. I function better with a good night's sleep. It's difficult when you both aren't getting sleep. You know, probably the easiest, well, not the easiest, but the best thing to try to do in that way is, I mean, I just tried to let Nikole nap at like in the early evenings, so I could try to sleep.
That happened like the first month, I feel like. Now I just can't nap. I don't know.
Yeah, it's more like Nikole would try to nap at like 7 to 10 or 11 or 12, and then I would try to get at least a good night's sleep, earplugs, eye mask. At least like if I was refreshed in the morning, I could, like I said, take care of those extra responsibilities like the cooking and all that. But it was just really trying to let Nikole nap when she could, and then I would try to at least get a good night's sleep so I'd be functioning the next day.
Okay, another business one. What tools do you use? First off, I love how I'm like, you pick all the questions. I totally just like took over. Shows my personality. What tools do you use to organize your properties, tenants, and renovations? I'm gonna give this back to you too.
I think like the main tool that I use for our real estate stuff, because we still do manage most of our properties ourselves, I really just use an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of everything, expenses going in, or expenses going out, rent going in, just to really monitor the properties and be on top of it. If we are trying to find a new tenant, then I will use like a credit check system that will allow us to like pull their credit for a tenant that we're looking to have in our property, just to make sure that their credit's in good standing. Other than that, we don't really use a lot of tools. There are some really good property management tools that you can use that have a lot of different features and services. So the final question is, what are some of the best tips for young adults, some tips or advice you would have given yourself, when you're starting out? Do you have any?
If you could go back now.
If I could go back, first tip I would say, if I could go back now, I would say to buy real estate at a younger age. I mean, we didn't really start buying real estate until our 30s. We did do traveling, went around the world, had a lot of fun, but I probably would have bought a property before leaving on our trip to Australia, just so we would have had that ball going. So I would have tried to start earlier. So first thing I would say is just start doing some research, start learning more about, real estate investing or stocks or whatever investment that you want to do. Start researching now and start getting into it as soon as you can, because it really does compound. The sooner you get into something, the more money you're going to make, the more it's going to compound. Same with savings. Like, start putting savings aside at a younger age, because compound interest is a huge thing, and it will help you later in life big time.
Yeah, I do feel like when we although like I'm so grateful we were able to do what we did, and we lived in Australia and Southeast Asia for almost 2 years because we saved a bunch of money. But I do feel like when we came back, we were starting from scratch again. We didn't own any property. We were looking for jobs. We didn't have HealthNut was starting, but I wasn't really making any money off of it. So that would have been nice to have something in place, some type of asset before we left. The other thing, and this is something you kind of taught me early on, is don't get so focused on debt and just saving money in a bank account, because that is that vicious cycle. You're just working to save money, worrying about your debt so you don't invest in anything, because you're just tied in this you're locked in, right, by debt, and then just worrying about that savings account earning -% every month. And I think not worrying so much about the debt and focusing on getting a lump sum of money that you can reinvest and make that whatever amount of money go longer than just sitting in a savings account, because as we know, with the price of things going up, that money sitting there is actually losing money every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So
make your money work for you.
Make your money work for you. Try to invest in or create an asset that's going to pay you dividends or something each month that you can then use to invest more, keep growing. You'll get that snowball effect. You know, in a perfect world, you want to invest as much as you can, start making that monthly dividend income, and then you can use that dividend or interest income that you're making to pay off your debt. Final advice for that question, and then we'll end the video, is just to realize the importance of credit at a young age, and to just make sure that you focus on that. Use your credit wisely. Don't be scared of credit. Credit is good as long as you use it wisely. So just get educated on credit, and just grow it.
And you have a whole video on
I do have a video on it if you want to watch. We'll link that below with all the other videos. So check that out. All right, guys, there you have it. That is the end of our question and answer sessions. I hope you guys got a lot of value, learned a lot from us. We'll probably do another one of these in a few months. Give it some time. Maybe she'll be pregnant by that point.
Oh my God,
no,
my stomach just dropped.
I'm just kidding. But anyways, thanks again for watching. I really hope you guys liked today's video. If you have any questions, leave the comment down below. Thumbs up, subscribe. Take it away. Take it away, Nikole.
Oh, I was like...
Take it away, Nikole.
If you are coming from my channel, make sure you subscribe to Matt. He has awesome videos every single week, and I know you'll get a lot of value out of them. I get value just talking to him. Like, oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we should do that. And I live with him. So subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I was going to say we'll see you. You'll see them in the next video.
See you next week.
Okay. All right, let's go eat. I'm hungry.
Okay, bye.